This is a video chart presentation of BPZ Resources. It's a New York Stock Exchange listed company trading our ticker BPZ. Followers of our charts will know the reason I'm looking at this. Right back down on a bottom support and starting to make a small climb. Closed up 3.3% on Tuesday. I like this chart because of the double bottom and the potential upside to real resistance up around $3.30. Now, stock's been on a pretty strong slide in 2013, so it's certainly presumable that most of the indicators are going to be buried down low, following that sell-off that took it from the top up around 330 back down to support around $2. But I do see a slight uptrend in the MACD, being followed by a bullish cross, which you can tell by the histogram bars popping back through zero. That tells me that the 12 just passed through the 26 EMA, and that's a bullish indication of a trend reversal. Classic type position for the ADX, climbed up relatively high, got around 50, starting to cool off now. Negative DI making its way down, positive DI making its way upward. Again, it's a nice overall position for a reversal in the chart. Money flow index, trending in bear chart territory during the sell-off, now starting to climb back up towards 50, a positive indication of people starting to pay higher prices for the stock. Accumulation distribution, just a steep slide, pretty much should be expected. There's been a lot of selling going on, of course driving the share price down. But shaking money flow is trending upward, which is factored over 20-day periods, and a zero mark indicates that buying and selling pressure over those 20 periods is basically equal. So it's optimistic to see it climbing back towards that zero mark. CCI working its way upward, breaking through negative 100, again reflective of the stock price moving more towards its 20-day mean. Full stow, it's a gauge of momentum early on, but starting to climb its way out of oversold territory, moving back through 20. Certainly want to see it trending over top of 50. That shows sustained bullish momentum in the play. In the tricks, it's a lagging indicator of trend, but I see a small uptrend beginning. Even though the tricks is in the general downtrend, see this channel, it's still a sign of trying to come off the bottom and reverse positions. The RSI, kind of going along with the other indicators, making higher lows, working its way back towards that 50 mark. As a gauge of momentum, want to see all three components over top of 50 to show that bullish momentum is being sustained in the play. So the indicators really have a pretty nice look to them, demonstrating some positive divergences as the price per share is trending down. We're seeing some indications trying to move back upward. And of course that ties right in with the bottom support right there in the area of $2. Dipped to $1.95 last week, previously held the 201 mark. So historically that's been a pretty strong area of support. That support must stay intact. If this price per share all of a sudden decides to start pulling back down, breaks through that $2 mark, that's falling through a very strong support. And for me it would just be a walk away from it, and I'd expect the downtrend to continue. Unless there was some additional signs that came back in where it blew back through that support level with strong buying, that sort of thing, to indicate it's going to try again to go into bullish mode. But for now, that support would be my stop loss area. To the upside, I see some resistance right around 260, 265. See through this area, 273 was a resistance point, 263 through here. Back in the middle, latter part of 2012, 260 was a resistance point. Classic TA fashion, it served as support. So I'd expect some resistance to come in through that area. If you notice as well, there's the 200-day moving average. Now it's dynamic, it's coming down, but that's a key moving average that always serves as a dynamic resistance point, and being tied in with the static resistance point is going to reinforce that area. But even closing at 217, that's a nice upside of that first resistance point, and I see a primary resistance up around $3.30. See, 3 times in the last year, stock hasn't been able to push through and close above that area. And should this stock make the climb, break through this resistance point, get over top of the 50 and 200-day moving averages, if it comes up to challenge that level, that's going to be a very tough spot for it. But it's clearly a big climb, 50% move, nice profits if that happens. And if eventually it does break through that area, it would represent a substantial reversal in the overall chart, and I'd look for an uptrend to continue from that point forward. Volume isn't too bad in this play, 400,000 shares traded. It's right about average for it. As always, I'd like to see a volume increase to show people are seeing the support level as a buying opportunity. But at this point, liquidity is not really an issue with this play. Pretty nice looking chart. We always look for ones that are sitting on support levels with a substantial upside to resistance. And that's exactly what BPZ has going on for it right now. As always, merely my interpretation of the BPZ Resources chart. Thank you for watching and trade smart.